Casino to the city, it'll be something that everyone will enjoy doing. Well, everyone that's for it will enjoy doing. And it won't be something that's just centered towards one group of people.
All of you agree?
Well,
No, in a way.
Yes,
I agree. I feel Detroit has enough problems as it is now, and as much good as casino gambling could bring, I don't think the trouble that it would bring is worth, having a casino.
What trouble?
The problems such as prostitution and everything that the gambling, people in Detroit basically they can't afford it. I mean, not just the average person. I mean, they can't even really support your family, and then you're going to bring casinos in, and that's taking money away from right there instead of it just wouldn't work. I don't think.
I said no because basically casino gambling is a way of getting people, together in a form of unity and everything. But the thing about it is, with casino gambling, that's making people come. That's taking money out of other courses such as dog tracks, horse races, and other methods of gambling. And they could be a good way of taking out people who play the lottery money. That could be a way of taking money out of.
So in other words, there's a problem about providing or about establishing competition with things that are already there and hurting other kinds of quote-unquote entertainment forms or even other kinds of gambling.
It's hurting entertainment forms and people in the, it's a hard word, I say it's hurting not only that, but people that live inside of the same area because they're going to spend the money and all this on gambling and casino gambling. But the thing is that casino gambling can get addictive. It can not only get addictive to people that think that they could win all this money, but when they go in there and they lose money, they could be putting money away for something that they could use better, just for a better idea instead of having to go to gambling. Gambling is not always the answer.
I feel the same way. I'm against it for moral reasons because I was raised not to gamble. Gambling is just wrong for religion reasons. And I mean, I think it's like getting something for nothing. You're gambling for what? I mean, you're not getting money honestly. And if you're going to spend your money honestly and get money honestly, then gambling is just not the way to do it.
well, I think I'm against it because the whole purpose of putting a casino in the city is to help it. But when you look at it, you're talking about hundreds and thousands of dollars each night that a casino makes. And when the people go and spend that money every night, a good percentage of that will be from Detroiters' pockets. So it's like putting another tax on them, and I don't think they need that.
Well, let me ask you this. And I have real mixed feelings about casino gambling, but let me talk about some of the reasons going back to what we started with. Windsor, for example, is raking in with a very small casino. It's not the real one. They're building a bigger one. Is raking in about $1 million a day at that casino, a big chunk of which goes to the government. It's not real far to get from here to Windsor, And I've always had a lot of concerns about casino gambling that you've expressed, but my concern right now is that as soon as Windsor put its casino in, then for all intents and purposes, Detroit already has casino gambling. It's just called Windsor. And I'm not sure at this point whether or not we should continue to say no, because all the people that we're concerned about losing money gambling, and that's a big concern to me, although I'm not sure the state should be telling people how they should spend their money or, they're saying what's right and what's wrong, but still in all, it is a concern. And kinds of crime that comes along with it, which may or may not, probably does. But on the other hand, it's there. And it's easily accessible to Detroiters and all the suburbs as well. I mean, I've never gone to the Windsor Casino, but friends of mine who've gone have had to wait in line for hours, unless you pay $50 for a valet, which most people don't want to do. So I guess what I'm saying is, let me ask you that question. Well, let me put it to you this way. We always think about Detroit and casino gambling. But if we said casino gambling was going to be legal, it could be legal anywhere, right? So let's say it was legal anywhere, just for the hell of it, and that every city had a right to make its own decision of whether they wanted to allow it, right? And let's say Farmington Hills said, whoa, what an idea. We're going to put in a casino. And so they do. And needless to say, a ton of people from Southfield, not to mention Birmingham and Novi and wherever, start going to it. But all the money belongs to Farmington Hills because they own it. Would you say at that point, boy, Southfield, are you stupid for banning it, because why don't you take the money?
You can lose money before you even know
You
how
can
much
become
you
very
lost.
poor.
Right.
And that's why I have the problem with the casino gambling, is because many people in middle class, they use a lottery, and they play the lottery, and the lottery is being played by millions of people right now. And basically, when they get the casino gambling out there, and the person goes in there talking about, oh, I had so much fun, next thing you know, they're going to end up, spending there are people out there that could end up spending their entire paychecks just to go to a casino.
That's true. You guys support the lottery, by the way?
And my mother,
does.
in
And
Windsor, she went down.
No, I didn't mean if you buy it. Buy tickets. I've never bought a lottery ticket, but do you support there being a lottery in Michigan?
Yes, I do.
I don't.
No.
Because to me, it's kind of hard to say that you support one and you don't support the other, because it's both forms of gambling.
Well, we just had a big Cucamonga fight in the legislature over expanding the lottery. We went into a triple state or a multi-state lottery, and there was a big fight about it because it was expanding gambling, basically, and they were afraid that more people would be gambling because the stakes are going to be much higher. The winnings, when you go in with 4 or 5 other states, it's not going to be an $8 million purse, which would be enough for me, frankly. It's going to be an $80 million purse, and there was that, and it lost a couple times. It finally passed, but it was not easy. So you basically all have the same positions, even on that, which is good.
And it's kind of funny, like he said, that if we bring casinos to the city, it'll make a lot of people go and kind of be like addicted, make them go and spend all of their paychecks. Well, just relating it to another subject, this is completely different, but you have to think of it on both sides. That's just like saying, okay, we're not going to build any more malls because there are people that go and take their whole paychecks and just go shopping and spend everything they have.
And that's true.
It's a two-sided thing, A person can become addicted to anything that has to do with money. If they want to go spend money in one area, they're going to go spend it in another.
But it's a little easier to get taken in at a casino.
Right.
If
And
you
just lose.
and just keep
Right.
throwing it down because you think
Right.
on the next hand I'll win it all back,
Right.
And very often you win a little bit, so you get real excited, and then it's all gone.
that's why what I was really trying to say. They get that imagination in their mind. They're gonna get,
Like, I'm
they're gonna
winning.
win.
Like, I'm winning.
They're gonna win the next hand.
Right.
The next thing you know, they lose their last dollar.
Right. My mother went down to Windsor. She spent $5,000 in one night, and she came home talking about how much she had won up to, but what do you have to show now?
That's where it takes you in, because very often you'll have one night if you're away someplace or an hour and you win, let's say $1,000. You think, whoa, and you came with even like 500. Now you got a 1,500, and suddenly by the end of the evening, you've lost all of it, and maybe more, and maybe more. So that really is a big problem. But again, we have to balance that, and then you have to balance the economic value to the city, and the value that a lot of people don't want this in their midst, and the kind of problems that sometimes come with it, and the benefits to other groups, and the lack of benefits to the racetracks and other forms of entertainment that obviously it's going to hurt. So it's a very complex issue, and it's not going away anyway. Anyway, good discussion. You're going to hear this discussion for a long, long time because it ain't over yet. And thanks for watching us on Stateside.